Hey friends, welcome back. Just another little Lexi talk. Let's get into it. Hey friends, how are you? I hope you're fine. It's still Friday in my world when I'm filming this video. I just had to come back. You know, I don't know, I have so many things on my mind and so many things to say, and then nothing to say at the same time. But anyway, it's Friday. You know, I have a cat who's a teenager. She just scratched me so bad, and it didn't draw blood this time, but my finger is swelling up and it hurts, like it's burning. It hurts so bad. And I just yelled at her, you know, which I hate to do. She's a kitten and she's an animal. You know, they're unpredictable. But, gosh, it annoys me. Her nails are so sharp. They are so sharp. And I'm like, we have got to get her nails, like, trimmed. I would never declaw her because that's inhumane. But her nails need to be trimmed. I mean, they're so sharp. And my skin is fragile and thin and fragile. And my hands. You know, I'm 60. I'm trying to preserve my hands and keep them looking as young as possible. I don't need all these scratches and stuff on my hands. Like, come on, little girl. But if you're new here, my name's Alexis. This young lady here is Yappy. She's my personal support chihuahua here. And my friends here call me Lexi. And you know, I have so many monikers here. I have Sexi Lexi, and that's sexy with an I. And then there's Luscious Lexi. And I love them all. So welcome if you're new here. And hey friend, to my day oneers, you all know who you are. So yeah, I just am like, I don't know, I'm just drained. I was thinking I would do a live tomorrow. I haven't done a live. I did in 2 weeks. So I'm supposed to go live every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You know, but I know everybody has all their little live times and whatnot. And then I may or may not have moderators. You know what I mean? Or if I do have moderators, you know, there are some that can be there. Most can't be there. And I need bulldogs there, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. You know, I would love to do a live with no comments at all. And I think that's a little bit harder to do. I have to research that a little bit, you know, a live with no comments. So that I could just do my live and be done. I'd love to just have a live pointed here in my little studio and just here, you know, and Yappy. And that's it. And I'll be doing whatever I'm doing. Have some music on in the background, and that's it. Some copyright free something, and or some vibrational music, that's it. I just, you know, it's like, it takes so much time and it takes so much energy. Like, I don't know how any of my friends here, look at me, here I go yawning again. I don't know how any of my friends here go live as much as they do and for as long, as in depth as they do. Because it's very tiring, and then to do it and then have to get up the next day and go to work, or have to do something. If you do an early live, then do another live, then you're on in another live, and it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with, you know what I mean? So I don't know, you know, I'm contemplating, because that's how you build your time here and you build your watch hours, by doing lives. And the first live that I did was only 1 hour and 35 minutes, and I think I got a whole 10 hours from just doing that one live. So I like to continue to do them. And every time I like to go a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And the longest, excuse me, I'm not counting yawns today. I'm not counting. But the longest I've gone is 2 hours, or I think 2 hours and like maybe 5 minutes or so. And I would just love that. You know, I would love to just point the camera here and just let it go. You know, I had somebody tell me once that, somebody does that and they just do it, and how come they do that? Well, first of all, you need to mind your business. And second of all, You lied and said something on your thing to get clicks. So it's the same thing. It's like the same thing. It's the same thing. If I'm live, I don't have to be sitting in my chair to be live. My thing could just be on. That's it. My camera will be on. That's it. So that may or may not be what happens tomorrow. I don't know yet. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll film the back camera. Set it up here. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I am yawning all of a sudden. I think because I ate and I did not eat well. So whenever I don't eat well, you know, I know it makes me really tired and I start yawning. Like I had pizza. I had 2 slices of pepperoni pizza. And it was not good pizza. It was Papa John's, which is the worst. And then I had some chicken strips and a few French fries in the air fryer. None of that was good. None of that was a good meal for me to have. I needed to just have my protein. I need to just fast. And I'm thinking about doing that this weekend, just fasting, just drinking my warm liquids, you know, my bone broth or my green tea and things like that. So I'm thinking about that. So yeah, you know, it was leftover stuff that we had and everything because like I explained in my video number 98, you know, it's a little slim pickings here. It's a little slim pickings and there's not really money for like a bunch of groceries and things like that. And so we just eat what we have, you know what I mean? Which for me, I can do that. I don't have a problem. My daughter, it's a little harder for because she likes the things that she likes. And when she can't have them, she gets really, really cranky, you know what I mean? And as she should. I mean, she works hard for her money, you know? But when you're not a bulldog when it comes to your finances, especially when you know money is tight and you don't double check and then you double check and you just let it slip through your fingers, that's a problem. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, that's the Gen Z or the Zoomers. Gen Zers or Zoomers. I'm a boomer, 1964, and I'm a sexagenarian. My first year in that era. So, yes. So today, I don't know, you know, I want to do, you know, I love to read and I love to do some things. So I'm going to read something from the 40-day sugar fast that I have been wanting to share. So it's on page 133 and it's Healing Past Hurts. And it's under day 23 of hunger pangs. As I guess by this time you will be of hunger pangs. Yesterday I had cookie butter, so that knocks me out of the running. So I've got to start afresh, you know. But she says, today I invite you to directly ask Spirit if you're running, or the Lord, whomever you choose, running to sugar because you're running from past or present pain. It's a hard question, but one that our good God or Spirit can lovingly answer. There are so many reasons why you may habitually turn to sugar. This powerful poem by Rebecca K. Reynolds lists many reasons you may run to sugar instead of Spirit. So let's read the poem. The poem is, Sugar because I'm tired. Because there's simply too much to do and no way to do it. Sugar because it's fast and I need 30 more minutes of strength. Sugar because I'm lonely, because something sweet tastes like human touch feels. Sugar because it's cheap, $1 instead of 5. Sugar because I didn't plan, didn't take time to prep to stand against the current. Sugar because I'm sad about so many things, and for 2 seconds I can forget. Sugar because I don't want to move, and sugar sits here with me. Sugar because I'm scared of what might pull me if I were fit. Sugar because I'm so angry, I don't care what happens. Sugar because I'm ashamed of how far I've let it go already. Sugar because I'm addicted, caught in a drunken cycle of lows and highs. Sugar because she's loved by sugar. when she wanted to give me comfort, and I remember. Sugar because I haven't learned to value what is simple and beautiful. Sugar because I don't trust that manna will appear again in the morning. So that bread will appear, manna will appear again in the morning. Sugar because I don't believe I will ever adjust. Sugar because those first 3 days are war. Sugar because tomorrow I'll start. Sugar because I never can see that every single today is the first day of the rest of a better life. I love it. I love it all. It's amazing. You know, it's really good. I love this book so much, you know, and I was speaking to someone the other day in my circle, in my family circle, so to speak. And they have diabetes and they take insulin a few times a day, every time they eat, I guess in the morning, and no, they're not a type 1 diabetic. And when I was diagnosed back in 2019 with diabetes, I was put on insulin. And I'm like, this, to be damned, I'm not going to ever be on that again. And I worked so hard with my little walker in place because at that time I was overweight and I just couldn't do it, you know, like I wanted to without assistance. So I would put my walker on a flat floor because all the floors here are carpeted except for the bathrooms and the kitchen and like right in front of our front door when you come in. So I would put it in the bathroom, my walker, and I would just leave it there in case I need to hold on to it, but I would do my steps and I would watch Leslie Sansome. I would turn my TV around and face the bathroom and I would do my walk in place. And I did that for like 3 months. And my blood sugar went from a 14, my A1C was a 14. My blood sugar glucose was 500 and change, almost 600. That is extremely high. And this person wasn't even as high as I was. And I decided that no, this is not how I'm going to live my life. And I started working on myself, eating a lot of protein. I did have a little bit of diabetic dietitian help, but she really didn't explain anything to me. And she was literally this big. I mean, if a hard wind came, it would blow her away. So she didn't understand me being obese and having diabetes. You know, I felt like she just we were not here at all. You know what I mean? And literally, this woman, she had to have been a 000. Her waist was like this big, like a Barbie. Her waist was this big. And I'm not even trying to be funny. And she really told me nothing. The diabetic coach that I met with prior to the dietitian, she gave me more information than the dietitian did. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to do this on my own and figure out what works for me, and what doesn't work for me. And I did the insulin. I had to do it once a day in my stomach. I didn't have to do it with meals. And I did that once a day for 3 months. My blood sugar went from a 14, my A1C from a 14 down to a 6.7. That was miraculous in 3 months. And after that, it went down to a 5 point something. And then, of course, I gained weight and it went back up again. But now I'm down to a 5 point something. And I might even be lower than that now because I'm steadily losing weight and changing my eating habits and changing the sugars that I put in my body. But today I didn't eat well because I had pizza, which dough is sugary, you know what I mean? And it's just doughy and all that, those carbs and the yeast and all that. And I usually try not to eat like that. And I love pizza, but I like New York pizza. I'm a Bronx girl. I want real New York pizza. We don't have that here in North Carolina. Like they have this place called New York Bagel, and it was the worst bagel I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, how can you say that? First of all, if you don't have New York water, and Miss Tara D can attest to this if she's watching, if you don't have New York water to make anything you make, it is not New York. And I'm sorry, baby, it's not. You know, it's not. You cannot get New York pizza out of New York, and you cannot get a New York bagel out of New York. You need New York water, Hudson River water, baby. In order to get that taste of that stuff is what you need. That's what makes all the food in New York, the water. And if you don't have that, you don't have New York anything. And that was during Zoe's birthday week, you know, shenanigans of us eating stuff. And it was the most doughiest, dense. It was awful. It was one of the worst bagels I've ever had in my life. And I'm a connoisseur of that. And so, yeah, you know, just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, so I ate that pizza and I'm like, ugh. And then I had the chicken strips and the French fries, and which weren't bad. I put them in the air fryer. They weren't fried or deep fried or anything, but it just wasn't it, because I don't eat like that anymore. So when I do eat like that, it just is like, wah, wah. Like, you know, I just feel everything I feel like I have a brick sitting in my stomach. You know what I mean? So tomorrow I really have to rein it in, get it back. I won't be eating anything else today. And right now it is almost 4:15 p.m. my time in the afternoon. So I finished my eating before 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I will not eat anything else today. And that's how I try to do it. My blood sugar numbers are like, I didn't take my blood sugar today. I sat here and forgot to take it. And then I ate all that food. So I definitely can't take it now. I have to wait till later on tonight and take it and see how it reacts to me. And, you know, how it's going to be. But, you know, I was watching, you know, somebody and eating and then taking the insulin and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, have you tried any of the, like, Ozempic or Mounjaro and everything? And they're like, oh, yeah, that made me gain weight. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, you should try something, Mounjaro. I'm like, I work on Mounjaro, and it doesn't, I have not gained, I have some gains now and again, but it doesn't make you gain weight. If you don't eat properly with focusing on protein mainly and cutting down on a lot of the carbs, doing very low carb or whatever, those things don't work. You know what I mean? They just don't. You will gain weight because it's not working. You're not doing anything to change. And this person, you know, at one time had lost so much weight, now they're heavy again. And I'm like, you know, what are your normal numbers? And they're like, well, my numbers are, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, my numbers are low. You know, my numbers are, the highest number I've had in these last few months has been probably like an 88. My numbers are usually in this low 70s, high 60s. I think yesterday was 69. Like, I don't want high numbers. I want to be losing weight. So your numbers need to be low, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. And when I'm not on keto or anything, but you are in ketosis pretty much when your numbers are low. That helps. And it helps you to burn fat and lose weight. And when you're not focused on all the carbs. You know, and I've noticed now when I eat them, you know, before I didn't care. You know, I would eat anything and not really give a damn. But now I know. You know, and that comes with age and wisdom. You know, that comes with age and wisdom. I'm 60 years old. I know what works for my body and what doesn't work for my body anymore. And I know that if I eat something that I really should not be eating, I'm going to pay for it. You know, so I know that. I know that. So today I'm like, yeah, after today I won't be eating like this again. You know what I mean? And we will definitely be doing the 40-day sugar fast because I have to. You know what I mean? I made the commitment, you know, to be in Wonderland by the end of this month, you know, as it is now. It may be by the first week of April, but I'm still pushing for March 31st. You know, I really am. And I don't have that far to go to get there. You know, it's not like I have 30 and 40 pounds to get there. You know what I mean? I basically have like 10 pounds or so to get there to where I want to be. And it's attainable. You know what I mean? I just have to focus and do it. And so I am going to do that. I think I'm just going to fast this week. This weekend, you know, and Zoe works all day tomorrow. She works from 8 in the morning to like 8 at night. I don't have to fix food. I don't fix food for her anyway. So I don't really have to worry about eating. I just have to make sure that Ma'am, our little badass kitten, is fed. And, you know, just make sure that I'm hydrated and I'm drinking lots of water. And, you know, I'll do either bone broth. I can't talk today. Or, you know, and I'll be drinking a lot of tea, some green tea, some spearmint tea. Those are my faves. I love ginger tea and lemon tea as well. So I'll be, you know, doing that and trying to flush myself out a bit and see if that helps, you know, and see why I've been going, you know, like to the bathroom. Now, I probably will be going to the bathroom tonight because my body's going to want to release all these carbs and everything. So that's like the water weight, you know what I mean? And that's what puts the water weight on us, is all the carbs that we eat. So yeah, but this book is really fascinating, you know. It's just, and it's a small book. It's an easy read book, very easy read. And it's got, let me see, how many pages? $218 pages, and that's with the acknowledgments. So the actual book itself is up 213 pages. So yeah. And and then she says beyond the fast. So there's life beyond the fast. And she says, make your sugar fast a sugar-free lifestyle. Perhaps you want to go sugar-free forever, but you also want to be able to cheat every now and then. Here's the trick. Instead of taking a break from your highly sugared life, think of those cheats as little breaks from a sugar-free lifestyle. Live sugar-free, but don't be afraid to fast from your sugar fast every now and then. Do you see how it's practically the same thing, just backwards? Instead of taking breaks from sugar to detox, live clean and clear and free from sugar most of the time. Then take breaks when there's a special occasion that includes a special treat. And that's what I do. Like, I did have a little mini nothing but cake for Zoe's birthday, and it was the mini one, and I ate half of that, and then I saved it and for a couple of days, and then I ate the other half. I couldn't even eat the whole thing. And that's because I'm generally now not doing a lot of sugar, and I've cut the sugar out totally. Never eat alone, she says. My most unhealthy eating choices have taken place when I've been alone. A few years ago, I made the choice to only eat special treats in the company of family and friends. And it's usually been for family and friends and fun events that I've made a batch of lemon bars or a cheesecake. Even when I take the baked goods out of the oven and cut them up to place upon a platter, I don't nibble on crumbled edges until I'm with my loved ones. It's one way I love myself. I'm keeping in step with the spirit as I practice self-control. If you struggle with drinking alcohol daily, this is a good boundary for you too. Never drink alone, never eat alone. And I love that. You know, we always hear that saying, you know, never drink alone, especially if you're an alcoholic. And mostly that's what most alcoholics do. You know, they drink alone because they're hiding. You know what I mean? And eating alone, you know, when you have a food addiction, yeah, you sneak and eat. I haven't done that in years, sneaking. There's no reason for it. If you want something, have it. I'm under the guise of, with my life and my lifestyle, that if I want something, I'm not going to deprive myself of it. I'm going to have it. And at this point in my life now, I can have a little bit and be satisfied. You know what I mean? But on the days when, like today, I didn't eat properly, and then I ate pizza and fries and fried chicken pieces and stuff, that sets me to where, ooh, now I want something sweet, and now I want this, and now I want that, which there's nothing here for me to have, so I won't be having that. But that can set you up, you know, a downward spiral. You know what I mean? She says, give your leftovers away. If you follow the second guideline, then this one should be easy. Package up any leftover cookies and cake and send them home as a gift to your loved ones. If you're baking for your little family, put leftovers in the freezer or walk a plate of cookies over to a neighbor. That's a good idea. Discover wonderful sugar-free treats. During the fast, I warned you not to exchange one obsession for another, right? Like during this fast, she says, no sugar substitutes, you know, so no sugar-free anything. She says, however, if you want to make this low sugar lifestyle manageable year round, now it's a good time to discover some sweet treats that are sugar-free. For a list of her favorite ones, you could go to her. She has a website that you can go to. And I listed it before. And I think it's still on this video, I think. I think it'll still be in the description. Not on this video, in the description below. And the last thing she says is, join me again next year. Finally, make the 40-day sugar fast an annual event. And invite your family and friends to join you. You can link up with me every January at 40daysugarfast.com. Even when I'm actively living sugar-free, this annual fast works like a charm, reminding me to hunger and thirst for the satisfying sweetness of my Savior once again. I love it. I love it. I do love it. You know, it's a spiritual journey. And I like that, a spiritual transformation, she calls it. And I do like that. So I'm looking forward to this and continuing it on past the 40 days, like she said, to make it a lifestyle. Like I've made this way of living and eating that I do now, it's a part of my lifestyle. I am OMAD every day. I only eat once a day. You know, if I'm really hungry, I'll eat something else, but it's in my little time frame of once a day. And once I eat after 3 in the afternoon or so, that's it. I'm not eating anything else. You know what I mean? I'm drinking, but I'm not eating anything. You know, I am staying hydrated. And right now I'm a little parched, so I know that I'm a little dehydrated. I need to go make some water. I need to refill my hydro jug. I try to drink at least 3 or 4 of my 40-ounce hydro jugs a day, which is a little bit over a gallon of water, if I can. But sometimes I'm so busy, like I'm trying to film and do other things, and I don't get to it, and I neglected it. So I really have to, you know, just keep drinking my water. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend. You know, so stay tuned. I'll let you know. But, you know, yeah, just talking to that young person, you know, just made me think about how people make excuses. You know what I mean? How people make excuses when, you know, somebody in your life has diabetes or has something else or whatever, and you see what they've gone through, or maybe they've passed away or whatever, but you're not taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, I can't do that. You know what I mean? And I really feel for, there's some kind of gnat or something in here. I really feel for, you know, my Zoe too, because she's trying, you know, she's it's like a bug. She's really trying hard too, you know what I mean? But it's hard when you are sugar addicted. When I had her, I vowed that she would never have 2 of the things that I was addicted to, salt and sugar. Now, salt, I need my salt, and salt is not the enemy here, and I've learned that as I've gotten older. Salt is not bad for you. You know, everybody's under, oh, I have high blood pressure, I can't do it. Salt has nothing to do with high blood pressure. It really doesn't. Now, if you're using that terrible iodized salt that we all used to use in the 60s and 70s, no. You need some either Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, some coarse Celtic sea salt, or you need to get the Redmond real salt. You know what I mean? Salt has a lot of chemicals and things in it too. So you need to get really good salt. And I put it in my water because we need to stay hydrated. And when we're just drinking plain water, it depletes all the nutrients in your body. You need to have potassium, magnesium in your water. You know, so I always have lemon in my water. I always have salt in my water. Always, always. And even sometimes on top of that, I add an electrolyte on top of that, you know, because we need it. I cannot drink plain water at all, and it goes through me, and it's to the point where, yeah, it goes through me, and it's yeah, not good. It's not good. So you need salt. But I also stopped. I never gave her sugar, but once she started going to daycare, and all of the daycare caregivers there were all young girls. And so every time Zoe came, she was the cutest little thing. You know, I've got to pop up a cute little picture of her here. And she was just the cutest little thing. And they just all fell in love with her. And they're like, oh, you know, anything she wanted, they would just give her stuff. And I'm like, I don't want her to have that stuff. And so that became an addiction there. As a child, she wanted the sweet. And then at one time she went to her godmother's house for a week, and they had dessert every night after dinner. We never had dessert. And so then that was something. So these are things that she grabbed onto. So now she can't eat without having something sweet. You know what I mean? Or wanting, craving something sweet. Salt, she can go all day without salt, which is not good for you because your body needs salt. So that was a disservice I was doing back then, but the no sugar was not. And I wish that that would have stuck and nobody would have given her any sugar. You know what I mean? Because she wouldn't have gotten it from me. And she would have been in such a different place now. You know what I mean? So yeah, the sugar addiction is real. It's real. You know, it is real. Because I am a sugar baby. My mother was a sugar baby. My dad was a sugar baby. Like, we were all sugar babies. And, you know, I just love sugar. I do. I love sweet things. I love salty too, though, and spicy. So I like them all. I like sweet, salty, and spicy. You know, I do. And I guess that says something when you're really craving one or the other. You know, your body is in need of something. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to this, you know, and this weekend to kicking it off. I really am, because we have no money to buy anything sweet. I don't even think I have money to put gas in my car. So, yeah. So we won't be buying anything sweet in this house. So I think that's what's going to happen, you know. But anyway, my loves, that's it. That's my little ramble. As my other ladies, my crones, when they get on and they do their ramble. That's my ramble for today. So I hope you have the most fabulous weekend. If you don't see me, I mean, I'll be back. But in case you don't see me, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And, you know, do something nice for yourself. You know, treat yourself to something nice. And it does not have to be sugar. Doesn't have to be sugar. So, I love you so much. And deuces from Zappy and Zappy. From Yappy and I. And I love you so much. And as always, love you plenty, plenty, plenty.